All right. Great to see those who are joining me live. This is your success coach, Winston Cooper, your leadership developer, helping you develop leadership or inspiring you to continue to thrive as a leader, because this is the most important call and duty that God has given man is to take lead. We're called to take the lead in all areas of our life. And if you're not taking the lead in all areas of your life, then you're not going to express divinity. This is an important thing. You want to know how to express divinity because you're made in God's image and likeness, and every leader knows that. Every leader is secure in that. So we want to encourage you to continue to take the journey as becoming a leader, because once you become a leader, you will do great things for society and also inspire people to be mobile in their purpose and destiny. So again, I'm Winston Cooper. I'm going to wait for some others to get on. I'm just sharing some things for those who look at the recap. Let me see something. Let me make sure I got everything clear. Yes, good to see you, Minister Rachel. Good to see you, taking out Elder DeMarcus and also Elder Everett. Good to see you taking out. I'm gonna call y'all coaches. If you're coming on in this particular teaching, then you must have some coaching DNA in you, some leadership DNA in you. So we thank you for joining us. And those who are looking on live, I want to encourage you to share this broadcast to others who are called to take the lead in life. We're speaking to leaders. Good to see you, Tech Nine. Bless you, Elder Antonio. Good to see you. Thank you for coming on. I'm gonna call you Coach Tony, Coach Everett, we got Coach DeMarcus, and we got Coach Rachel. If you're going to join this type of leadership session, then you have some type of coaching DNA in you. There's a coaching component in you, and we're going to go deep today. So I want to share. I want to encourage you to make sure you share this broadcast. Share to 5 to 3 people, 3 to 5 people. If you share to 3 to 5 people, then you're already acting as a leader. You're trying to influence people to be enrolled in what you are discovering as a leader. So you never want to miss an opportunity to take action, whether they reject you, whether they ignore you, whether they disregard what you're sharing, that doesn't matter. You're choosing to take the leadership as long as you're enrolling people into a greater endeavor and greater project than you, then you're taking leadership. So those who are joining us, take the lead and share to 3 to 5 people, 3 to 5 people. Look on your contact list and share it on your contact list. There might be a father that needs to learn about leadership. There might be a mother that needs to learn about leadership. There might be a business owner, an entrepreneur, solopreneur, an entrepreneur, an extrapreneur that needs to learn more about leadership. They're great managers, but they need to learn more about leadership. So do share this. I got 10 empowering questions that I'm going to share with you before we go into my book, Success Secrets of Great Leaders. And we are still on chapter 1 of this powerful book, chapter 1 of this powerful book. Of course, you can get this book here, Prophetic Transformational Leadership. These 2 books will bless you. Look on orkm.org to get these books. And we told you before that if you saw a donation of $44.44, we're going to hand you that book. But at the same time, if you saw that donation, we're going to hand you this book here. This book here, I'm going to bless Coach Everett, Coach Jason Hart, and Coach who was that? Somebody else came in from my group, and we already gave this away to those who have made that seed. But this is going to be 2222. We're going to encourage you to feel led to donate the 2222. Something about 2222 this week that God is going to encourage you and elevate your leadership consciousness. When you say that 2222, we're going to give you this as an ebook. Make sure you put your email on the Cash App. Put your email. I'm going to send you another link too, so you can connect to our newsletter, because this is a book that I have not even shared to anyone except my clients. Now, I'm not a grammarian. I'm not an English expert, but you're going to find some concepts in there that if you go through and look at the concepts, it's going to really inspire your life. For example, one of the 100 master keys is Master Key Principle 9. In this book here, those who go for the 22. Watch out for people who try to stop you from growing because they are not growing themselves. You have to watch out for people who do not want you to grow, people who do not want you to expand beyond their consciousness. Watch out for people who limit you. And I break down some principles how you got to watch out and how you got to sharpen your discernment to detect that, because every leader moves away from people who try to limit them. So definitely get this book. I got 100 master keys that will bless you through this book. So today we're going through this book here, this free class here, Success Secrets of Great Leaders. Now, Cash App, all the information is at the bottom. Look at the description, and then you will discover that information to how to sow. And here's the email right there. You can sow there, and then look at the website. You want coaching, and those who have organization or business, those who have a church, definitely try to book us. We have a few openings left over for this week, for this year. So definitely try to book us. We're going to tell you how you can book us on that website. All right. So I want to ask 10 empowering questions. 10 empowering questions. Look at all this content. My goodness. Content. So the first question I want to ask you is, what makes you want to be a leader? If you're joining this session, that's the first question I want to ask you. What makes you want to be a leader? Why do you feel inspired to be a leader? Now, those who are choosing to be a leader today, get your pen, get your paper. I want to challenge your mind. I want to stretch your thinking today. I'm not giving you hocus pocus. I'm not giving you extemporaneous inspirational teaching. I'm going to give you wisdom today that's going to catapult you in your leadership endeavor. So if you can pay attention, listen to pay attention, you're going to see your leadership assignment shift. All right. So what makes you want to be a leader? That's the question. Do you want to be a leader because you like power? Do you want to be a leader because you got to be seen? You got to be known? Do you want to be a leader because you want to tell people, here's the people that I control. This is the organization that I control. I'm the man. I'm the woman. Is that why you want to be a leader? What makes you want to be a leader? Is it because you don't like to follow? That question, you have to really be honest with yourself to respond to that question. Now, the true answer is that if you're not standing for a cause, if you don't have a common vision that resonates with a group of people, a tribe, a group of people, then you won't last long as a leader. You have to see what is the common cause that propels me, that compels me to be a leader. Now, the second question that I want to ask you is, are you satisfied with what you're doing for a living? Are you satisfied with what you're doing for a living? Because if you are dissatisfied with what you're doing for a living, you're not going to thrive as a leader. You're not going to make it as a leader. The third question is, do you know what you want to do with your life? Have you ever asked yourself that question? What do I want to do with my life? Because if you have not asked that question, you'll be in an assignment that is always burdensome to you. You will hate to go to work. You will hate to go fulfill the assignment in your career if you don't know how to answer those two questions. So go ahead and screenshot that and take some time later on to meditate on that. Look at the recap again. Now, the fourth question is also important. When you look in the mirror, are you satisfied with what you see? Because if you are not satisfied with what you see, no one is going to be satisfied with you. Before you can be a leader to others, you must be a self-leader to yourself. You must know how to lead yourself, and you must be satisfied with how you are. Are you satisfied with your ontology? The fifth question is, do you consider yourself a person who is worth knowing? Because if you have low self-esteem, you're not going to thrive as a leader. You're not going to ship as a leader with low self-esteem. If you do not find the courage within you to discover your worth, you're not going to thrive as a leader. What causes leaders, or those who get into the position of a leader, to resign eventually is because either they let low self-esteem arrest them, or they become insecure in their worth because they are rejected a lot of times. And I want to share this with you, that when you become a leader, get ready for rejection. Rejection comes with the territory. Everybody's not going to follow your cause. Everybody's not going to follow your vision. So you must see the self-worth of your vision and begin to follow it, whether they're following you or not. This is very vital. This is very important, because here's the key. Here's the key. You are assigned to someone, but you are not assigned to everyone. You are assigned to a group. You're assigned either to an individual, but you're not assigned to everyone, and you have to be comfortable with that. Which leads me to the fifth question. Do you look forward to meeting people? Sixth question. Do you look forward to meeting people? Because if you do not look forward to meeting people, if you're not a people's person, if you don't like people, you're not going to thrive as a leader. If you hate to talk to people, if you're that mystical person, that prophetic person that likes to stay isolated, that likes to stay quiet, that wants to be an introvert, that wants to stay quiet, don't talk to people, or only talk to people because you have to, you're not going to thrive as a leader. You have to look forward to meeting diverse people. Because believe it or not, people from all walks of life and different experiences are going to seek to connect to you because they see some type of value in the cause that you share with them or in the vision that you cast to them. So they're going to follow you. But guess what? They're coming from a different background. They're coming from a different experience. And you're going to know, you got to know how to work with them and get them to work with others from a different background and experience. When you're looking forward to meeting people, you have to always have in your mind, how can I enroll them into a greater vision? How can I enroll them into a greater reality? Remember, we told you leaders deal with translating vision into reality. Leaders are dealers of hope. Now, the seventh question that I want to ask you is, do you believe that most people like you? That's the seventh question. Now, if you can honestly answer these questions thus far, this is going to change the trajectory of your leadership style. If you can be honest with these questions that I'm sharing with you, you're going to look at leadership from a different perspective. Now, the seventh question, do you believe that most people like you, determines the likability that you're going to draw to you. And here's the honest truth. Everyone is not going to like you, but there will be people that like you. But if you don't like yourself, if you don't like your experiences, it's going to be hard for you to lead others. I'm encouraging you to share this again. Share this to somebody. Share this to somebody. Those who are coming in, those who will join us tonight, they're called to be master leaders because this is a master leadership class. Now, the eighth question I want to ask you is, can you admit a mistake without losing confidence in yourself? Now, look at my me. I can admit when I'm wrong. It just hasn't happened yet. Now, we can imagine how far that leader is going to go. But if you can admit a mistake, and guess what? In the leadership field, you are going to make a lot of mistakes. You're going to make a lot of errors. There's going to be a lot of risks that you take. It's not going to come to fruition. You just got to be used to bumping your head. You just got to be used to the failing experiences and seasons that you're going to face. But if you endure and if you acknowledge the mistakes and see how you can build off of that mistake, you're going to thrive as a leader. Those who are perfectionists, they have to do everything right. If they make a mistake, they're not going to acknowledge it. They're not going to admit it. They're going to err. They're going to fall. But if you can acknowledge it and build off of it, you're going to be a thriving leader. And sometimes your people have to see you making mistakes. The people that look to your vision, the people that trust in your vision, they have to see you make mistakes sometimes. And they have to see you bounce back from that mistake. That's the only way that you're going to encourage them to bounce back. That is the only way that you're going to encourage them to be resilient. A person who cannot acknowledge when they're making a mistake would not be a great leader. All great leaders know they have some flaw in them. But the flaw is not going to sabotage their pursuit to see the vision manifested. Here is the ninth question. Do you regard yourself as a useful, interesting person? Because if you are uninterested with yourself, or if you believe that you're uninterested with yourself, what makes you think others are going to be interested in what you have to share with them in regards to a vision? If you do not have an interest. If you think that you're a born person, because there's some people, they believe they're a born person. They believe that their life is unexciting. Well, that's not going to be a great leader. Leadership is not going to mix with that type of concept. You have to know that your life is very interesting. Your life is very exciting. Because guess what? You do not find your assignment, you discover it. You do not find your cause, you discover your cause. And your cause is within yourself. There are many people that are trying to find their calling. They're trying to find their assignment. They're trying to find their cause. You don't find it. You have to discover it. You have to uncover the layers of potentialities within you and see that it is very interesting. One of my catchphrases is every time I see something that is catching me by surprise, I say interesting. I become curious. A leader is always curious about a possibility that can be manifested. So you got to find yourself. You got to know that you are a very interesting person. Now, here's the 10th question, the very important question. Do you feel fully capable of addressing your problems? Are you capable of addressing your problems? Are you capable of looking at yourself and saying, okay, I need to work on this issue? Because if you can address your personal problems, you will not fear addressing the problems of those who follow you. You will not fear the skill called accountability. Because accountability, believe it or not, is a skill. You got to have a skill in holding people accountable without offending them. Now, some are going to be offended. That's just a little boy or little girl in them that's offended. And I have a book called Adulting Leadership. It deals with that, because if someone corrects you, you get offended, you start pouting, you can't handle positive, constructive feedback. When Ken Blanchard, one of the greatest leaders of our time, says feedback is the brothers of champions, when you cannot handle feedback or you play the silent game, you're not going to go far as a leader. But leaders know how to address their problems and know how to hold people accountable when there is a problem being created, not solved. There's going to be two things that you're either going to have to choose to be. You're either going to have to choose to be a problem solver or a problem creator. And when you do not address your problems, guess what path you're going to take? You're going to take the path of creating more problems. When you look at the word problem from the etymology, the word is from pro, which means forward. Blema is from the word balo, it means to throw something at somebody. So sometimes, the divine throws a challenge at you. Sometimes God throws a challenge at you to see how you're going to resolve it. And leaders, they look forward to resolving things thrown at them. They look forward to challenges. And some of you need to get a book called The Leadership Challenge. Now, now we're going to dig. Now, there in my book, chapter 1, those who are just joining us, we're in Success Secrets of Great Leaders. In chapter 1, this is what I state. Leaders are three things. They are world changers, system developers, and vision manifestors. When you are around an authentic leader, they are going to change your world. They're going to change your reality. They're all about changing the reality of their followers. Now, we're in a generation that is tribal and a generation that is looking forward to coaching leadership. Okay, they're not looking for dictatorial leadership. They're looking for coaching leadership. And so you have to see and you have to discover, how can you change the reality of those who look up to you? How can you make their reality greater than what they thought it could be? See, mentorship is me showing you my paradigm. Mentorship is me showing you, this is my experience. This is how I got where I am now. That's mentorship. I give you my paradigm. Coaching is helping others discover their special paradigm that's within them. And all paradigm means is a belief system. It is a conviction within the heart, or within the core being of somebody, and they are following that structure. And so your job as a coach is to help them discover their special paradigm. Your job as a mentor is to help them move along your paradigm, move along the experiences that got you where you are today. Leadership involves the dancing of mentoring and coaching. But guess what? Leadership is also leading them into a community cause. So what you have is you have people who just coach alone. You have people who just mentor alone, but they never lead. Because leadership is, I'm going to take coaching skills, I'm going to take mentorship skills and I'm going to use that as an investment into an individual so that I can show them their competence and show them their paradigm and help them connect to a community cause. Remember, we told you leadership is all about a community cause. So I said the drive for change is from what a leader is and nothing else. Leadership is all about transforming. It's all about changing a certain structure. It's all about making it better, improving it, reforming it. So people will follow a sincere leader because their authenticity for transformation can't be hidden. And this is the key. When you are connected to a leader, get ready for transformation to take place. Get ready for your life to change. Get ready to be stretched out of the comfort zone into a zone that can make you great. That's what the leader does. He changes what you are moving about with. He changes the circuit. He changes the cycle. He changes the behavior. He changes the value system. Now, managers, they work on the system. Leaders enhance the system. So John Maxwell, a great leader of our time, says leadership is not just something you do. It is something you are. And that's one reason that good leaders have such strong magnetism. People are attracted to who they are. So who are you? Is the question that I want to ask you, leaders. Who are you? Have you discovered your authentic self? Have you discovered your true self? Thank you for those that saw it. Who are you? Think about this. Ponder that. Do you know who you are? Because if you don't know who you are, the opinions of others is going to stop you from being who you are. And when you know who you are, guess what? You're going to magnetize the group that's called to follow you. When you discover your authentic self, when you become an awakened being, an enlightened being, you're going to influence those who are called to follow you. So I said in my book, leaders, this is an important thing. Leaders are mission oriented. I want someone to put that down on the comment section. Leadership or leaders are mission oriented. Leaders are mission oriented. And I said, and without a mission, leadership is non-existent. So what is your mission statement? If you're going to be a leader, thank you for taking the lead, Coach DeMarcus. Thank you for taking the lead. Thank you for that. And put leadership or mission oriented. Now, if you're going to be a leader, what is your mission in life? What is the mission? What is the function? Thank you, Coach Rachel. Thank you, Coach Antonio. What is the function? Do you know your personal mission statement? Because if you don't know it, you would not be able to lead others. Now, I said this also. Leaders have the innate ability to discern the proper mission that will accomplish the vision that is within them. Now, this is very vital. I don't want you to get that mixed up. Vision is different from mission. There's people that have a vision, but they don't have the mission to accomplish the vision. They have a vision. They know that God's called them to start a business. They know the product that they're going to sell. They know who they're going to reach. They know their target audience. They know who they're going to reach, but they don't have the mission to accomplish the vision. Thank you, Coach E. And when you don't have the mission to accomplish the vision, your vision is not a true vision. It is nothing but a daydream. Mission is the function. It is the plan. It is a process to accomplishing the vision. I said this here, leaders never function in a vision that is suspended from their mission, but know how to discern the right mission to bring the vision into fruition. So here's the catch. Here's the pickle. When you get people to follow your tribe, because you're called to be a tribal leader. I want you to write that down. I am called to be a tribal leader. There's a tribe that is assigned to follow you. Now, they say we got too many chiefs and not enough Indians. That's true. But how long are you going to remain an Indian? It's time for some of y'all to be a chief. How long are you going to remain an Indian? But when you are the leader of your tribe, you will discover that anyone that is contrary or walking contrary or acting contrary to the mission, you will discover how to remove them. Remember, I told you you're assigned to someone, but you're not assigned to everyone. And the people that you're assigned to, they're going to value the mission because they know it is the mission that accomplishes the vision. So leaders, they look for people who value the same mission they value. And if you don't value the same mission, the leader will exclude you from the movement. Another reminder, leadership is about movement. It is not about standing still. So it's nothing wrong with being precise to know who to hire and fire from your tribe. All right, go a little deeper. Now, Viktor Frankl, a survivor of the Holocaust, said this: we don't invent our mission, we detect it. Leaders simply detect and discern their mission and don't fabricate a mission. For to function in a mission that doesn't fulfill the purpose of the vision is simply a waste of time. Thank you, Coach Tony. That's why I'm suggesting to you, I'm asking you, do you know your mission? If you try to fabricate a mission that's not yours, in other words, if you try to hijack somebody else's mission, if you try to hijack somebody else's idiosyncratic mission because you don't know your mission, you're not going to last long. Leadership is not about clone development. You are not called to be a clone. You're called to be an authentic voice. I'm not going to say original. I know some of y'all want me to say original, but there are no original leaders. All leaders start off as servants from another leader and get ideals from other leaders to become an authentic voice. You're called to be an authentic voice, but you're not called to be a clone. You're not called to steal somebody else's mission. And your mission, if you're Christian, like I am, your mission is to connect to the great commission. And that is to, expand the gospel through vision and through the giftings and the talents and the ability God has given you for others to influence others to get close to God in their purpose. Now, the second thing I want to another two questions I want to share with you is, what is your mission in life? I want you to focus on that first question. What is my mission in life? I've not been saying that redundantly, but I want you to hear that question. I don't want you to just take it into one ear and let it go out the other ear. Take some time this weekend to write down your mission. And your mission should be at least 2 sentences. Don't make it a paragraph. If your mission is a paragraph, if it cannot fit the back of a business card, that mission is not clear. If it cannot fit the back of a business card, that means you are not clear on your mission. You should get to the point where you know the 3 identities of your mission. Like, for example, my mission is to be a leader, theologian, and coach. That's what I'm assigned to in life. I studied those 3 things: leadership, coaching, and theology. So if you are not, if you don't know your mission, you're going to be scattered. And here's the second question: what vision are you seeking to accomplish with yourself, ministry, family, business, or organization? Do you know there's some people who have started a business and they don't know the mission of the business? All they want to do is make money. There's some people who start a family and don't know the mission of the family. All they want to do is have somebody to love. They just adore families, so they create families, but they don't have a mission with that family. Some people want to get married just to have sex. They enjoy sex, so they marry just so they can have a sex partner. No wonder why some marriages are not lasting, because there's no mission in the marriage to accomplish a vision. Parental vision, parental mission. What is the mission? What is the mission? I think somebody needs to sow tonight. Somebody needs to donate tonight, because there's something that's going to be ignited to you. It's going to be ignited into you. You're going to be inspired to write a mission for your family. You're going to be inspired to write a mission statement for your marriage. You're going to be inspired to write, most importantly, a mission statement for yourself. You better share this. We're about to close. Now, I said in my book, leaders have a persistent and tenacious spirit. Those who are just getting on, those who are just joining us, we're going through this book, Success Secrets of Great Leaders. If you want to get your copy, look on the description, get your copy. If you donate a seed tonight, we'll give you the free ebook, 2222. And I told you those who have that book already, when you put that seed in, I'm going to show you this 100 master keys to activate your set. Out of these 100 master keys, these are the 100 master keys that I've applied to my life that has given me the tenacious attitude to keep on moving forward as a leader. You're going to get the secrets tonight. Now, there's some people that, oh, why are you sending these books? Well, we know that you're not called to be a leader. Because if you don't value your words, and you don't value your words, what make you think others are going to value what you got to say? Your words has to cost something. Your words have to be weighed as a leader. Okay, anyway. In my book, I said, leaders have a persistent and tenacious spirit that gives them courage to face all obstacles against their goals, dreams, and vision. This is what gives them the ability to direct and lead a following. See, if you are not tenacious, if you do not have clarity on your vision and the goals, nobody will follow you. Because an unclear life is a life not worth following. An unclear life is a life not worth following. It's possible you can have gifts. It's possible you can move in a gift. You can move in a charisma and your life be unclear. The clearer your life is, the clearer you are worth following. Here's what I say. They're willing to die to their personal ambitions and make great sacrifices to keep the vision alive and durable. When you have a clear vision, you'll do whatever it takes to see that vision come to pass. Whether people leave you, whether people come in, whether people contribute, whether people reject you, whether people ignore you, it doesn't matter. You have a clear outcome of the vision. And you're willing to let go of selfish ambition, willing to let go of selfishness to see that vision come to pass. You have a no matter what it takes attitude. Doing whatever it takes to see that vision manifested. That's what leaders do. Leaders do it. Amen. They get the job done. They are result oriented. They are masters of the philosophy of performance, not excuses. So I said, without making sacrifices for the group and for the vision, it will create impotency in the leadership model. So when you don't create sacrifices, yes, Coach E, when you don't create sacrifices for the vision, the leadership model becomes weak. And sometimes a sacrifice, watch this, it consists of you eliminating some who don't have the same passion you do about the cause. So what happens is when you are a leader, you are not afraid to eliminate toxic people. You are focused on enablers. You are focused on pioneers in the vision, but you move away from resistors. Everybody that follows you, everybody that commits to the cause that you share to them, they are not going to be an enabler nor a pioneer. They might just be a resistor. They might just love to join groups to resist it and to divide it and to break it apart. So Dr. Candace McDonald says a great leader puts the needs of the team and mission before their own. A selfish leader puts their own interests first. No one respects self-centered leadership. Remember, I told you again, I'm going to say it again. I do not feel tired of saying it. Leadership is about a community cause. Self-centered leadership is about self. And so any great leader knows that good leaders eat last. Leaders want to see you make it before they do. As a matter of fact, if you make it, you make the leader look good. If you don't make it, you make the leader look bad. That's why one of the proverbs for leadership is you can tell how great a leader is by looking at the intelligence of the men and women around them. That's how you know a leader is operating in greatness, is because the men and women around them, it actually says men, I'm going to introduce the women. The men and women around them, if they are intelligent just like him or her, that leader is great. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality most importantly. And so you hear this common proverb that says, if you are the only guru in the class, seek another guru. That's good for personal greatness, but that's not good for leadership. If the leader is the guru in the group, he's going to elevate the others who don't have the same guru mindset that he has to his consciousness so they can become great. Because the guru knows, the guru leader knows that if he can impart, if he can disseminate his wisdom, his knowledge, and empower them to fulfill greatness, then he has just, or she has just reduplicated themselves. Leadership is all about reproduction. It's not about quarantining people, it's about reproduction. So the leader will stay in the class, but he will elevate them to come on the same level of consciousness that he had. Isn't that not what Jesus did? Jesus was the guru over the 12. He didn't lead the 12. He made them just like him. Because why? Jesus was the greatest leader in the world. See, the one that's seeking another class, they're seeking to satisfy themselves. They're self-centered. But the guru says, no, the guru leader says, I got to elevate them, because if they're connected to me, as a matter of fact, if they are around me, then something in me has attracted them. So I got to elevate them to my level of thinking. That's how leaders think. Because you see nobody but you. I want someone to write that down. I see nobody but me. So if somebody comes into your organization, if somebody comes into your business that you despise or you don't like, you need to work on yourself. You need to ask yourself, what is in me that has attracted them into my reality? And let me get it out of me so that I can lead them out of that funky state, if I can say that word. So Martin Luther King says, a man who won't die for something is not fit to live. That's it, Coach Sullivan. Listen, if you have not found something that you are willing to die for, according to Martin Luther King Jr., you're not fit to live. And I believe he can say that. He said that before he got shot. He did not know he was going to be assassinated. He did not know somebody was going to take his life, but he was standing for a cause, and he made this statement, and this statement is true. Look at Jesus Christ. If you are a person that have not found something to die for, you're not fit, here it is, to be a leader. All leaders have discovered something that they are willing to die for. Are you willing to die for your cause? Are you willing to die for the passion that's within you? Horace Mann says, be ashamed to die until you have won some victory for humanity. Leadership is all about helping others become victorious. There are many people that are filling the graves, but they have not helped, they have not empowered others to discover victory. Leaders, they always live full and die empty. If you're dying full and you're living empty, we're trying to transform that from you, because that concept does not define leadership. To live empty and die full, that does not define leadership. What defines leadership is to live empty, to live full and die empty. In other words, when you go to the grave, you have given all that you could. You have given everything that you learned. You have given all of your experiences. You have given everything that you can share to others to help them become victorious. You are going to the grave empty. That's leadership. Paul puts it this way: I pour myself out as a drink offering. I think Miles Monroe, one of the great leaders of blessed memory, says the richest place in the whole world is the grave, because a lot of untapped potential is discovered in the grave. A lot of people who have the ability to shake nations, a lot of people who have the ability to start effective, efficient churches and organizations and have creative products being released in the world, they've never done it, and they died with those dreams. They died with those visions. They died with their potential not being actualized. So I say leaders are selfless and are focused on making others advance and accomplish a greater purpose in life. So here is the question: who are you helping advance in life? Who have you chose to empower so they can accomplish something great in life? Remember, it is all about making others great. That's why everybody cannot be a leader. People will be comfortable being a manager. They'll be comfortable, helping under someone, but they can't be a leader because they want to be great themselves. Leaders, I want you to write this down. Leaders never have a scarcity mentality. They always operate in an abundance mentality. Leaders never have a scarcity mentality. They always operate in an abundance mentality. And so people who are not called to be leaders, they have a scarcity mentality. They're just trying to survive in the world. They're just trying to focus on their own issues. And they will look at someone and say, I got my own issues. I can't help you. That's not leadership. Leadership is all about, I got this and I can help you get this, because if I help you get what you want, I know that you can help me get what I want. It becomes a utility type of form of leadership. At the same time, if you do it from a core heart or from the authentic self, it helps others be empowered, whether they help you get anything or not. You have just showed up as a great leader. It's all about making others great, advancing them. And when you do that, you become a deliverer. You help others break out of vicious cycles, and that's how you become great. Now, in my book, we're in chapter 1. Those, I'm telling you, you don't want to skip this type of session. This is for the masters. This is for those who really want to pay the price for leadership, because not everybody is really called to be a leader. Of course, you might have a position to be a leader, but that doesn't make you a leader. What makes you a leader is that you are about results. You're about performance. I told you that this is just the freebie. We have a class, there's a course on transformation that I can take you higher into a deeper consciousness of leadership. But are you willing to invest to get to that dimension? Thank you, Coach E. Thank you, Coach DeMarcus. Now watch. I said in my book in chapter 1, we have seen so many leaders trying to lead others out of self-centeredness, which have resulted in devastation to organizations and also created a lack of trust, bitterness, and hurt. Now, focus on that, because self-centeredness never builds an organization. It never builds a workplace. It never builds a tribe. As a matter of fact, it never builds a family. If there's one self-centered person in the family, they're going to destroy the family. But look what I said, when you are a leader, you have learned how to get out of self-centeredness to see the bigger cause. And I said leaders seek to develop champions from humanity that they guide and lead. Now, this is important because everybody that you lead will not be a champion. Everybody that you lead will not desire leadership. So you have to discern who are following you for the fishes and loaves, who are following you just for the benefits they can get for themselves, versus those that are following you because they believe in the cause. They have bought into the cause. As a matter of fact, they have died into the cause. Look for people who are not only willing to buy in, but die in for the cause. Now, I know it's kind of small on your side, but I saw a meme, and it says self-centered leadership versus selfless leadership. And this meme says self-centered leadership will ask these type of questions. Ask, what can you do for me? The self-centered leader says, I'm going to lead you based on what you can do for me. But the selfless leader says, ask, what can I do for you? The selfless leaders ask you, what can I do for you? The self-centered leader takes credit for success. The selfless leader gives others credit for success. The self-centered leader blames the team when failures happen. The selfless leader takes responsibility for team failures. Because if there's a team failure, the leader knows there was a lack of communication somewhere. Self-centered leaders view others as objects to use. The only time they have a concern for you is when you are in the moment. You're just an object. Selfless leaders view others as people to impact. So you have to look at that closely. Are you seeking to impact others? Or do you treat others as objects? When they do something nice, you don't even say thank you. You say, oh, this is what you ought to do. Do you appreciate? That's one of my spiritual fathers said. He said this week. He said, there are no great leaders, but help leaders. Oh, I caught that revelation. There are no great leaders, but help leaders. You will not be where you are unless you had destiny helpers assigned by God to help you. That's what makes a leader great. It's based upon the helpers that help him. If leaders have poor helpers, that leader will never be great. If a leader has good helpers, he'll be great. So the leader has to keep on communicating greatness until greatness arrests the organization. Self-centered leaders complain about negative issues. Selfless leaders turn issues into opportunities. A selfless leader will look at an issue instead of complaining. How can we make that into an opportunity? How can we make this problem into a ministry? See, self-centered leaders are more critical of others than self. Selfless leaders humbly and actively come to a self-awareness. So that is the key. Now, I'm going to share a couple more because of my time. Time is moving fast. I always tell people I'm running out of time, but not out of revelation. That I'm willing to make. Bless you, Coach DeMarcus. Hey, you're on the journey to success. Success is your portion when you decide and when you choose. And like we tell people all the time, you must decide your success. You must decide to succeed. You must decide to be a successful leader. Now, I said this in my book. Leaders have the keen ability and charisma to bring out the best out of people. Now, watch this. Sometimes when you bring the best out of people, they will forget that you were the one that brought the best out of them. They will think that it came by osmosis or God himself, an angel helped them become great. They will literally forget that you brought the best out of them. But guess what? You know this goes with the territory of a leader. You're seeking to bring the best out of them. Whether they appreciate you or not, you know that you fulfilled your assignment. And watch. They know how to influence them to accomplish projects that they never thought they could do. Now listen what Dwight Eisenhower says. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something that you want done because he wants to do it. Look at the skill of that phrase. Leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something that you want done because he wants to do it. Now, bringing the best out of people also takes a certain discernment to say, okay, this person is passionate in this assignment. So I can tell this person to do something because it doesn't matter. That person's passionate about it. They're not going to fight it. They're not going to reject it. They love to do it. They're excited to do it. So you got to have discernment as a leader. Now, I say this, leaders are restless if they haven't guided others into greatness. That's like kryptonite to leaders. When leaders have not brought people into greatness, when leaders have not seen successful families, oh, that hurts the leader. When leaders have not seen successful fathers, that hurts the leader. When a leader does not see successful mothers, successful wives, successful husbands, that hurts the leader. When a leader does not see people thrive in the organization, people get promoted, that hurts the leader. The leader becomes restless. The leader will look at their problem and think it is them that caused the problem. Because leaders, true, good, authentic, great leaders, always want others to thrive. So I said, leaders grow people. I want someone to write that down in the comment section. Leaders grow people. Leaders grow people. Leadership is not about making money. Leadership is not about people growing you. Leadership is about growing people. I want someone to write that down because you have to let that stick into your consciousness. Do you value growing people? Are the people around you, are they growing? Are they increasing being around you, or are they decreasing? Now I said that's the major assignment and focus in life. Leaders simply what? Grow people. So if you want to be a great leader, you got to value growing people. You have to, because if you grow the people, you grow the organization. If you grow the people, you make the ecclesia, you make the church great. You become a good under shepherd below the great shepherd. A little more. Now, Stephen Covey says, there is nothing more powerful than to be around a person who is a light and not a judge. Thank you, Coach E. Who is a model and not a critic. I want you to look at that statement by Covey. See, if you are a critic, if you're inclined to criticize others, you got to remove that negative behavior from you. Because leadership is not about criticizing, it's about becoming a model. It's not about being a judge, it's about becoming a light. So I say this, genuine leaders are not judges nor critics, but are potential maximizers and character developers that are given to help you fulfill your purpose in life. So leadership is all about maximizing potential around you. When individuals come to you, you don't look at their flaws, you don't look at their mistakes, you don't look at what they do wrong, you seek to see what they do right, because if you can get them focused on what they do right, they will stop doing wrong. If you can help somebody focus on what they do right, they will break the focus of what they do wrong, and they will become right. See, whatever you focus on the longest becomes the strongest. So the leader helps them focus on their strengths. That's it, Coach Rachel. Now watch. That's why when the greatest leader of all time, Jesus Christ, when he looked at Peter, when he looked at Simon, he said, you are no longer Simon, you are Peter. Simon means hearken one that obeys, but Peter means rock. Jesus looked at the strength of Simon and said, I will not call you Simon, I will call you Peter. Because leaders look at what you can become, not what you are or who you are. Because if you are a person that has a jacked up past, that is the evident sign that you need a leader to get you focused off of your jacked up past to creating a possibility for your future that can happen. So I will close with this. I'm telling you, those, yep, thank God. Let me say something. Okay. Appreciate those who have sown their cash up. I'm going to send that ebook soon. I'm going to send it soon. I'm about to send it soon. Now, those who put in the 2222, get ready to see this ebook. Hit your email. Now, when you put that cash app in, when you donate 2222 to the cash app, put your email in the memo. We need to see how we can give it to you. Okay, we need to see how we can give it to you. Now, we're those who are just joining us, we're coming from this book, Success Secrets of Great Leaders. This is my first book on leadership. Got three or four more books on leadership, and this is my first book on leadership. Now, I'm going to share another thing I share oftentimes with the leaders that I often train. You got to know the leadership compass. If you're going to be a great leader, you must know the leadership compass. And we'll close with this, because the leadership compass will show you if you're on the path to becoming a great leader. Now, notice here, north represents character, because the northern star displays your character. Your character will show you how far you will get in life. Bad habits produce a bad future. Good habits produce a good future. I know what you are. I know what you're becoming by looking at your daily routine. So character, as one of my mentors would say a long time ago, is a blessed memory. Character means you care how you act. Character is everything. Now, guess what? You can make a mistake. And if you acknowledge that mistake, that's a sign of character. You might do something wrong, gravely wrong. But if you are able to move from a breakdown to a breakthrough, that's character. Character is not about being flawless. It's about repairing integrity so that you can make a stand as a leader. Now, vision is east, because it's always towards the east that the sun comes. You're going to be a leader. Not only should you have character, you must also have vision. There's people that I know, they have great character. Man, they don't steal bubblegum. They don't do anything wrong, but they lack vision. Their life is in a box of boredom because they don't have vision. With vision, you need the skills. So not only do you need character, not only do you need vision, you need skills to accompany the character and vision. You want to be a great leader, you got to find your skill. You only become rich in your niche. As one of my mentors that's still living today will say, you only become rich in your niche. I want somebody to write that down. I only become rich in my niche. Or somebody need to be put in the 2222. 2222. Partner up with me. That 2222 is a sign of partnering with other leadership. Now, for example, Your barber who cuts your hair, or your cosmetologist, your beautician who do your hair, she or he might have character. She or he might have integrity. You know that if you give them more money than what the cost is, you know they're going to give it back to you. Bless you, Coach Desiree. Yes, that's it, Coach Desiree. Now watch. They might have character and they're going to give it back to you. If you give them too much money, they're going to say, "Wow, you gave me too much money." They'll give it back to you. So they might have character. Your barber or your beautician might have character. But what if they don't have skill to do your hair? Would you still let them cut your hair? Just because they have character, and they might have vision because they got their barbershop established, they got their beautician beauty salon established, and they have a vision for the beautician. But what if they don't have skill? Would you trust them to do your hair? Would you trust them to cut your hair? Would you trust them to give you a fade just because they have character or vision? No. So there's people that I know, they got character, they got vision, but they lack skills. And it's only skills that pay the bills. As that movie Turbo was saying, I was watching with my daughter Turbo. It takes skills to pay the bills. So you need character and skills, because if a person has skills and don't have character, you will not go to that barber. If they have character and don't have skills, you will not go to the barber. You need a person that have character, vision, and skills, and most importantly, relationship. Relationship. Bless you, Coach BG. Coach BG is on. Now, I want somebody to put this down. Relationship is currency. Relationship is currency. That's why leaders know the highest commodity is relationships. All right, Coach Tony. Now listen. People is currency. So you got to have some diplomatic attitude or diplomacy with people. If you have skill, if you have character, if you have vision, but you're nasty with people, you have a bad attitude with people, you are a bad apple, what good is it to have character, vision, and skill? If there's a sense of arrogance on you, what good is it to have character, vision, and skill? Relationship says, I want to get into the world of others, just like they have entered my world. It takes emotional wisdom to build strong relationships. Now, in Southeast is modeling commitment. Now, you can be interested about leadership, but not committed to leadership. For example, the old joke that says that, the chicken was interested, but the pig was committed to someone's breakfast. You have a pig and you have a chicken. Who is interested and who is committed to making someone breakfast? Well, the chicken, he was interested because the chicken gives eggs, but the pig is committed because the pig dies for the bacon. You eat pork. Some of y'all don't eat pork. Some of y'all veggie back instead of piggyback. But the pig dies for the bacon to occur and for the ham to manifest. So modeling commitment, it's about dying to the cause. Personal pilgrimage. How's your journey as a leader? Are you developing yourself to become great? We tell people this all the time. Leaders, this is a common quote. Leaders are not every leader is a leader, but all leaders are readers. But at the same time, are you taking what you learn and putting it into action so that you can grow? Thank you, Coach Raquel. Now, personal pilgrimage is that you are going to go into a journey. You're taking a journey. There's going to be some mistakes. There's going to be some letdowns. You're going to fall. You're going to bump your head. You're going to make some mistakes. But you know that if you stay on the journey, you will eventually become great. And then serving and empowering. If you're going to be a leader, who are you serving? Now, I know people always say they're serving leadership. The concept of serving leadership, sometimes I use that terminology as well. But really, when you deal with leadership, you'll need to put servant before leadership. Because leaders are all leaders. All true leaders are servants. You don't need to put servant leadership. You just need to put leadership, because leaders serve. True leaders serve. They don't seek to be served. They're serving. And a leader cannot be a true leader unless they find themselves serving others and serving someone. And then the last one, earning trust. This is key. Earning trust. Because you can have all these skills as a leader, but if you have not earned trust, nobody will follow your calls. If you do scandalous actions, or you have actions and behaviors that you have not checked, or you have not went to another leader to hold you accountable, and you break trust with people, it's hard to build trust back up. Trust must be built before leaders are manifested. If you want to lead people, you got to guard trust. I'm gonna say it again. If you want to lead people, you got to guard trust. You cannot do what others do as a leader. You got to choose to make sacrifice for the cause. Now, when you apply these aspects and attributes of leadership, you're on the road to becoming great. This is a leadership compass. Now, I shared a lot to you today. I shared a lot because it's already an hour. I want to spend an investment of an hour to empower you and to give you this leadership session, because the Lord told me, if you're not a Christian, you will not know what I'm saying, but I was inspired to just go on live and empower emerging leaders. And some of you are leaders already, and I believe that something broke through. If you have paid attention to this, something broke through. Now, some people are so broke they can't pay attention. You don't need to take on that mindset, because leaders don't have a broke mindset. They have a wealthy mindset, and they know they pay attention enough, then what is taught, what is shared is going to seep into them, and they're going to find themselves seeing manifestations of wealth, and they're going to help people become wealthy. Because the wealthier you are, the more you help other people become wealthy, the greater the organization, the greater the cause is funded to see manifest. Thank you, Coach Desiree. See, that is the purpose for divine prosperity. God gives you prosperity so that you can have enough resources to fulfill your assignment, to help others go on the journey with you. So I will come back later on. Like I told you before, I'm looking for 12 to take this journey with me. I'm going to have a private masterclass, and we are going to go into deeper things. This is basically more of a transactional leadership, the first book I wrote, and so we're going to go more into deeper things. Now, as you take this journey with me, you keep on going through this course, you will discover every area of your life it will shift according to your intentionality. Every area of your life will shift according to your intentionality. Leadership is about intentionality. We live not by accident, we live by intention. Every leader lives by intention, not by accident. So when you're a leader, you're not living by accident, you're living by intention. So when you become a great leader, you are intentional with every area of your life. So I'll come back later on. I hope that this empowered you and inspired you. We will come back soon. So look for if you have not joined me on Facebook, if you're not connected to my personal Facebook page, look for that. And I'm going to take some men. We're going to deal with some fatherhood principles and husbandhood principles soon. And of course, on Friday on our ministry page, we will deal with soteriology if time permits. I will see you soon. God bless you. Be empowered and take the road to leadership success. I'll see you. Bless you.